People send us DMs and they ghost us. They ghost us because our marketing is crappy. We are going back and forth, back and forth. That's because the marketing did not do its job. Not everybody that wants what you do, but everybody that there is that has a phone should know you. This is not data, but I can tell you that 50% of photographers don't know how to do marketing.
AI, how can photographers really use AI?
This thing is not just about saving you time. It's actually about giving you leverage in business. Because most of us, we do business, but we are not profitable. So my goal is truly to help my people actually build businesses that are profitable and then teach them how to keep the money. People are using their phones and posting photographs that are not good of the same event and making it go viral. This tool is here for me to photograph, edit, and give the pictures back to the social media team in real time. Guess who is going to make more money? Me. The Wimbledon championship that finished, they executed 1,000 content in 14 days. Today, money is good, but it's only brand equity that will make you money in 10 years. Now there is sales. You've seen the work. So which one are you going for? You need to understand how human brain work. The more options you give people, the more confused they are. Reduce their options so that they can make their decisions. If your last price and your highest price are close to each other, the client automatically feels that there's nothing inside of that thing that they should pay for. So the key is,
I have the pleasure to introduce Mayor Otu.
I clap for myself.
Please. Mayor Otu is one of those people that when I was, doing a lot of research into the creative industry, I saw that really stood out for me. Because the person that is passionate about what he does, if you watch his videos, he gives out information that are very, very, very impactful. Many of us have really gained a lot from his experience. For many of us that know me or two or don't know him, he's a photography business coach. So he helps photographers around the world to build their business, to scale their business. He has helped photographers make millions of naira and other currencies. Just tell us a little bit about Mayor Otu.
I want to say a big congratulations to you and our Pixel team. You guys are doing great work, remarkable at so. And thank you everybody for turning up today. It's good to see people that I only see on Instagram, on Twitter and the rest. I want to describe myself as a husband, a father, and Jesus boy. So those are the three things I could actually use to describe myself, because the rest really are just the things that I do now. I started out as a documentary photographer, pivoted into doing music photography. I know a lot of people don't know that part, but I made a lot of money from that one that helped me to keep my documentary dreams going. Then I did headshot photography. And then I think the last one I actually did was like doing commercial work for organizations and whether it's NGOs or agencies for billboard works, outdoor advertising. So I did a lot of that. And in that time, got a lot of experience too. So I started just sharing because I always wished that I had somebody that was pointing me into this direction that I am currently enjoying at the time. So for somebody that came from Uyo to Lagos, I just knew that there's somebody somewhere that is coming from somewhere into the city and will need direction. So I started sharing my knowledge. And I think since 2019, I've been sharing my knowledge from Twitter before I finally did video. I don't like doing videos. I just like to tweet. Currently, I help photographers, not just photographers, creative business people to actually build businesses that are profitable. Because most of us, we do business, but we are not profitable. So my goal is actually to help my people in this side of the country, in this side of the world, to actually build businesses that are profitable and then teach them how to keep the money. So yes, that's a brief introduction of myself for now. Thank you.
So just to zoom in on, some of the things you mentioned there. In the early days when you started, as documentary or probably in the music, how are you able to stand out from the many photographers that probably you encountered at that time?
That's a good question, because I think earlier today, I was having a conversation with him when he asked that there are a lot of people in the industry. And I remember my answer to him, I'm like, there are not a lot of people. There are not even enough. We need more people in the industry, because what I think is that it is not the number of the fishermen that make the fish not go round. It is the size of the river. If the river is big enough, there will be more fishes for the thousands of fishermen. So when we're thinking about the fact that, there are a lot of people, we need more people. That way the industry will be bigger, because the bigger it gets, the better fishes will be in the waters for us. But I want people to know that it's not oversaturated. There's nothing like that. In fact, we need it to be oversaturated, because the more people we have, the bigger the industry would be. And the bigger the industry, the bigger the funding. If it's not big, the fund will not be big. So we need it to be big enough for the funds to be big. That's first. But going back to how I started out and how I try to stand out with what I do, I think it comes from a place that we are individually different. But most of the time, because of pressure, I could say, we tend to want to copy the person that is successful. So what we now do is that we neglect ourselves in pursuit of the other person. In Rio, where I started out, I was the only one doing documentary photography. They used to say, I don't know how to photograph. That was why I went to the street to photograph. Because everybody was doing fashion, beauty, events, weddings, but I wasn't drawn to it. I tried, but it wasn't just working. It wasn't me. Maybe it's just something that's my strength, ability to shut out what every person is doing and focus on what I'm doing. So that's what I did. I focused on it. Then all of a sudden, one of my pictures were selected to be exhibited at the Abuja International Photo Festival. Someone I looked up to, the president's photographer at the time, Mr. Bayo Omobirowo. So I saw him at the exhibition. People were calling my name. I now ran upstairs, now said, who has these photographs? He said it was me. He now looked at me and said, I'll go places. And that was the validation I needed. I wasn't making money. I wasn't from photography then. So once he said that, I knew that if this guy that everybody's looking up to is saying that my work is great and I'll go places, forget it. I don't want to listen to any other person. So from there, a couple of months later, moved to Lagos. Was it easy? No. But my style was still same. Like I said, I stuck to it. I photographed a certain way. And not necessarily because I wanted to do headshots, but because the only lens that was available to me was 85. So I couldn't photograph what the people that had like the 24 to 70 would do, or the 50 would do. I only had 85. So I knew that 85 would not tell the whole story. That's why I have to talk to people. So I stuck to it so that everybody loved the way my pictures looked. Everybody loved the stories that I wrote about it. Then it wasn't giving me money. But I did not say, okay, because it's not giving me money, I won't do it. Right? I think that was one of the things that stood me out, because if you see my photographs, I still don't put watermark on my photographs. But when you see my work, you know it's my work. Because my work is about intentionality of putting contrast, texture, shadows in every of my work, you say. So when you see a lot of people doing everything, stick to the one that it's genuinely you. That's how you stand out. Not trying to be like every other person. I always tell people, the people that buy, okay, I'm saying it, people that buy presets are making the people that do the presets become better by making more money because you're making them more popular. When you buy the presets, you are now the fake him, whatever the case is. I'm not taking shots at people that do presets, right? But I'm just saying. So the more fake him that is in the market, the more his price goes up. Because now you're neglecting what is true to you. And I understand why people do that because when you're starting out, people will be like, why is this picture like that? Why is it like that? I don't like this because they are used to a particular way pictures should look like, right? They used to say my pictures had a lot of texture that you could touch people's pores. Well, all of a sudden now, since 2022, everybody's using clarity on their pictures, trying to mimic my photograph. I'm like, you guys used to call me out for this thing. And I don't use that clarity too. I don't do it. So the point is find out what is true to you, what is unique to you. Learn all you can about it because that's the only thing that will set you apart. And once you get into that part of being set out in your technical skill, understand the other part. It is the business. Do not copy the other person because most of the time what we do is that you see what I do now, right? For example, maybe I'm doing reels. You will now say, I should do reels. But you're copying the 2025 version of Mayor, not the 2017 version, which was the building block for the 2025 version. So you are now doing things on the periphery without the underlying foundation that helps this thing to scale. So when every other person is doing things and you're following them, always ask yourself, at what state are these people at? Because if you copy someone that is at level 5 and you're at level 1, you're not going to have the same result that the person that is at level 5 is doing. But you guys might be doing the same thing. You not have the same result. So when you do that and stick to your path, I can assure you that it's only a matter of time. And I would end by saying, sometimes it might not work. And that's okay. We need to learn to accept the fact that sometimes it might not just work. And if it doesn't work, you pivot and try something else. But understand that by copying someone because the person is successful, it's not going to stand you out. By doing things that are in vogue because it's in vogue will not stand you out. Because a lot of photographers are using content creators, you want to use a content creator, it's not going to stand you out, right? So you need to understand that. Be true to yourself. This is who I am, technically. Define your technical skill, right? And say, okay, on all the things that has to do with things like we call it visual languages, right? Things like shadows, lines, textures. Those are the things that will actually make you stand out as a photographer. Once you understand all of those things, colors, and you now decide, oh, I like bright colors. I like shadows. Or I don't like shadows. I like bright colors. I like contrast. Figure out those languages that you like and combine them together in such a way that it is unique to you. Because at the end of the day, no matter how you like a person's photograph, there is something you don't like about it. In all of the people that we love, there's a particular thing about their photograph you don't like. But you like the rest, but you don't like a particular one, which is now makes you different from the person. But most of the time, we are trying not to do the hard work of figuring out those elements that will make our technical skill better. And then you see people, the technical skill is not up there. They now try to go to the personal branding part. The technical skill has to be great because that's one, in fact, the most important thing if you want to stand out. Not necessarily what you show with your BTS and all of those kind of things. It doesn't matter. The product itself is a skill. So you have to build the technical skill to a point where you know it's up there and it's unique to you. All of the photographers we like, you see their work without any watermark, you know it. When you see a beige photograph, you know it's a beige photograph. And when you see another photographer try a beige photograph, you know, oh, this person is trying to, you now say it. But if you do your own, people will not like it. You need to understand it. People will not like it at first. But you need to understand that you need to keep going and keep going and keep going. As you're doing it, you're refining it. And the more people don't like things that are not refined. The more refined it is, the better it is. And then as God have it, compounding would add up to it. People will now like it. So the more people that like it, the more everybody likes it. You can ask anybody. Nobody used to like, when you start, nobody likes what you do. Then another person will like it. Then you like it. But then people like, I like it too. It doesn't mean that when you started it was bad. It just means that the compounding effect was not there. And that's how you stand out. So don't think about standing out as in the part where everybody sees. Not the pictures now, the personal branding, because that's the thing that is reigning. Everybody who talks about personal branding, think about it from the technical skill set. Once you stand out at the technical skill set, every other thing doesn't matter. You will stand out.
Thank you so much, Mio. So I'd also like to ask about your perspective on AI, how photographers can use AI, to enhance their business, like how they can implement AI in their processes in their business.
Okay, let's go from the top. And do you remember when, I don't know whether a lot of us were doing photo retouching when there was no Retouch Academy? Do you remember how hard it used to be? Where you used to you duplicate your layers by yourself and dodge one layer and go to the other layer, do the Gaussian blur by yourself. Then somebody just sat down somewhere and said, you know what? I can create an action that you just click and it will replicate all of that time and save you the time of sitting down and doing that kind of thing. What do we call that? So you see, we have been using it, but the point is that the people, photographers, individuals, everybody's worried about the generative part of the AI. Oh, it's going to take our work, it's going to do this, it's going to do that. I am not worried whether it's going to take the work or not. I am worried that I am not able to integrate it into my workflow. That's what I'm worried about. If I cannot integrate this tool that is here to save me into my business, then I don't have any business being in the business. Let's just get it very straight. So if you're the one that is saying it's going to take your work, yes, it's going to take your work because you're not trying to integrate it into your workflow. This might sound like me taking shots at wedding photographers, but here it goes. I have to do it. Why do I have to wait 4 weeks to see my first wedding picture? When all the excitement has died. It doesn't make sense. Whereas there's a tool that I can photograph the first look, second look. Let's say this is the hotel. By the time we get to church, the pictures are done. Like, done. I think they call that tool Livoto, right? Bro, it's done. And by the time they are going to church, you're sending them pictures that are done. They're not posting pictures of their friends with their phones. Quality photographs being executed in real time. This is what this thing is about to do for you. When other photographers are taking 6 weeks to turn in photographs, you are turning in photographs the same day. But you will think like, so what would the client now be thinking? The client is not thinking nothing. The client wants the best experience for their wedding. And your job is to deliver that. Do you imagine now giving them extra that they can go and post pictures and then wait maybe 2 weeks later for the whole album? Do you understand me now? So you need to think about the fact that this thing is not just about saving you time. It's actually about giving you leverage in business. Because it still beats my imagination. It beats my imagination that someone would hire me for, let's say, the GT Fashion Week, right? To photograph all of the events. And they are waiting 2 weeks later for the photographs. And people are using their phones and posting photographs that are not good of the same event and making it go viral with photographs that are not good enough. Whereas this tool is here for me to photograph, edit, and give the pictures back to the social media team in real time. Guess who is going to make more money? Me. Because I'm going to pitch to my client like, You know what? Every photograph will be posted in real time. You're not going to use any photographs from your phone more. It will be great photographs, well-edited photographs posted in real time, which will now generate you more visibility for what you're doing. Think about it. The Wimbledon championship that finished, they executed 1,000 content in 14 days. 1,000. And they acquired 1.2 million new followers to their Instagram page. Because it is real time. It's not when the event has finished, we'll now be looking at picture. Who wants that picture again? Do you understand? So you need to understand that these tools are here to help you speed up your delivery, but not just the speeding up the delivery, but helping you collect more money. Because me, I'm about money. I'm offering this client something he has never had. You have never had great pictures posted in real time. Your social media people that you hire and pay the money, they come with their phones and they make the videos, they make the pictures and they post. Are they good? Does those pictures represent what you want from your brand? No. Now, here am I telling you that I'm going to give you images that represent what your brand stands for in real time. Who would you rather pay? So you need to think about it in that way, not somebody saying, oh, I can generate my pictures for my birthday pictures. How much is it? I don't care about your birthday pictures. If you want AI to generate your birthday pictures, good for you. Enjoy it. That's not why we are here. Enjoy your birthday pictures. I was seeing the other day on Twitter, people were dragging one girl that did graduation picture. Photographers were saying, events like this are memorable. We shouldn't be using it. Well, I'm like, bro, don't bother. Let her use whatever she wants to use. That's not where your money is at. But if you think that your money is with those people, that's a problem. Your money is not with them. The people that pay the real money know the actual benefit of having a photographer. And your job is to leverage these tools to make sure that you deliver to them quick, great, and even better photographs. The first AI we used to have was, we used to use, people photograph people and say, give me figure 8. We now use that, what's that tool called? What? Liquefied. We push things in, we push things out. You get me? But this, with generative AI, you don't have to go and push things up. Bro, you go. And that's one. The part that I don't understand photographers don't think about is that companies are paying people to train AI. Bro, come on now. These companies are developing this AI for photographers. They are looking for photographers, retouchers, to pay for them to train the AI on how to retouch. You have to make the money. So if you will not pay me because you have AI, at least let the people that make the AI pay me to train the AI for you to go and use. Let's just say you couldn't get those people to pay you money to train their AI. You can also train your own AI to retouch like you. So that by the time you select your photographs, you put it and it retouches, you go back and sleep. Not when you're done 8 hours of work, you come back and sit your back. Come on. So these tools are here to actually help you make more money. Put it into your workflow, make it quicker, make it faster, make it better, make it add more. So I don't want to use the word value because everybody talks about value, but make it give the people that do things what they want. The people that are doing the events, they want quick pictures to come out, real pictures to come out in real time. Use a tool to give it to them. The people that are doing weddings want their wedding pictures to look like a fashion shoot. Use the generative tool and make it that. Your job is to find what your clients are looking for and use this generative tool that is in your disposal and make it for them. Because the people that give these people these things are the people that make all the money. 2 years ago, what Felix Crown is doing, nobody would have done it. Nobody would say, I will pay somebody for that. But look at it. Sometimes when you look at the pictures, you're like, I should do this thing. But the person has taken time over the years to study how this thing works and they implement it. AI is not coming to take anybody's job, except for the people that are lazy and not even deserving to be in the craft in the first place. So that's my hot take. Sorry about it.
Part of the things that AI can do in your business is that those of us that send contracts to clients, you can use AI to generate contracts. You can use AI to, for your content on Instagram to like give you, the caption, the hashtags and all those stuff, and several other ways you can use AI. Thank you so much.
Now you mentioned that one. Do you know that AI can be your social media manager? It can be your strategist. It can be, maybe it might not be really good, but if you're good as a person, you can make it your strategist, but it can be your social media manager. Your job is to study